So cold, but I'm so hot.
Dope boys with them knives.
The game so cold, but I'm so hot. Same old shit, still on the block. Same young nigga came up in the trap. I'm dope boy fresh with dope boy not. Dope boy fresh with dope boy not. Dope boy fresh with dope boy not. Same young nigga came up in the trap. I'm dope boy fresh with dope boy not. The game so cold, but I'm so hot. Same old shit, still on the block. Same young nigga came up in the trap. I'm dope boy fresh with dope boy not. Dope boy fresh with dope boy not. Dope boy fresh with dope boy not. Same young nigga came up in the trap. I'm dope boy fresh with dope boy not. I'm dope boy fresh with dope boy not. Down 8 gram, headed straight to the block. Pirates this water while till it's hot. Listen double up, turn a little to a lot. Right hand on the cell phone, take an order. Left hand 360 motor to a lot. Blue holler tips, got switches on the dot. State game, true stickers can't be stopped. Laughing at you haters while I'm thumbing through the paper. Says long live to the bottom, won't you meet me at the top? The nigga ain't shit, yeah, I get that a lot. Won't be deterred and I won't be stopped. Shaq Diesel number one, I post up on the block. 24/7 cause the hustle don't stop. 31 flavor, take an order like a waiter. I be selling more gas than a local truck stop. 1200 strong for a pound to the top. Got me shining, I'm a star. Ask about me, I am legend. They gon' tell you who we are. Fuck these niggas, fuck these bitches. Get money, all I know. No love for these bitches. Never saving these hoes. The game so cold, but I'm so hot. Same old shit, still on the block. Same young nigga came up in the trap. I'm dope boy fresh with dope boy not. Dope boy fresh with dope boy not. Dope boy fresh with dope boy not. Same young nigga came up in the trap. I'm dope boy fresh with dope boy not. The game so cold, but I'm so hot. Same old shit, still on the block. Same young nigga came up in the trap. I'm dope boy fresh with dope boy not. Dope boy fresh with dope boy not. Dope boy fresh with dope boy not. Same young nigga came up in the trap. I'm dope boy fresh with dope boy not.
When I'm thinking about the past, yeah, gon' get some knots, gang, we at the spot. If we ever was short, then it's back to the block, you probably get shot. Every day's a sudden change, we getting money, that's one thing that's never gon' stop. Real dope boys do what it takes, playing high stakes, living to die. Do your time, keep it quiet, no matter who you are, don't get what you got. Stack it up, that's the bond to stay fresh. Oh, they think that you're not. Take a roll with a hoe, they gon' let you go. Somebody's gonna say you ain't hot. Just invest in yourself, don't worry about nobody else. There ain't no handout. If you say the same, put it on the chain. Let them see you ain't tied down. Got a couple rings, did a lot of things. I ain't really gon' talk about it. Give me a trade, get you to go. She gon' show up and show out. So don't ask me what a dope at, cause you already around.
The game so cold, but I'm so hot. Same old shit, still on the block. Same young nigga came up in the trap. I'm dope boy fresh with dope boy not. Dope boy fresh with dope boy not. Dope boy fresh with dope boy not. Same young nigga came up in the trap. I'm dope boy fresh with dope boy not. The game so cold, but I'm so hot. Same old shit, still on the block. Same young nigga came up in the trap. I'm dope boy fresh with dope boy not. Dope boy fresh with dope boy not. Dope boy fresh with dope boy not. Same young nigga came up in the trap. I'm dope boy fresh with dope boy not.
No. No, oh, no, oh, no, oh. Niggas don't talk no more. Niggas don't walk no more. Niggas don't want no smoke. They saying my name, look in the mirror. Shout it 3 times and I might appear. These niggas is lame, die for the fame. Rerouted my ship like a buccaneer. I play my position, trust my intuition. Move when it's time like the minute hand. I'm snoozing the clock, I be tired, man. I run up the check like a Nike fan. I get it to go, I Uber my eats. Bread on the move, the debit truck. Say what you want, I'm making my plays. I'm deaf to the drama, I don't give a fuck. I blocked out the chatter, my pockets got fatter. I'm serving them up like a tennis ball. I'm close to the net, I can't hear it all. I'm killing them easily, fentanyl. I carry my cannon cause niggas be plotting. Watching and planning, they wildin' out. You thinking it's sweet, get tricked off the streets. The pussy they be only dialing out. The harder the head, the softer the air. Grandmama told you, go take a seat. I'm pinching my pennies, I wanted a bender. You rapping and broke, we're talking cheap. Speaking in riddles, your vocab is little. Passing out threats like a python. What you saying is cap, tag on your head. Shooting your code with a price gun. They claiming they grown, but ain't got their own. A clone with a phone, pocket down. In all of the movies, the villain gon' die. Him all alone, Joker smile. No, oh, no, oh, no, oh. Niggas don't talk no more. Niggas don't walk no more. Niggas don't joke no more. No, oh, no, oh, oh, no. Niggas don't talk no more. Niggas Niggas don't walk no more. Niggas don't want no smoke. No, oh, no, oh, no, oh. Niggas don't talk no more. Niggas don't walk no more. Niggas don't joke no more. No, oh, no, oh, no, oh. Niggas don't talk no more. Niggas don't walk no more. Niggas don't want no smoke.
His mama died, he apologized. He's not who, he's televised. I tell a lie, just a lie. His pants on fire, no lie. Fuck friends, fuck family. Fuck niggas, a lot of enemies. He go back and forth with the best of them. Straight drop, he tested them. All my niggas, they gang bang. If you don't see me with them, we insane gang. Number one rule, no hating, man. Niggas mad about donations, man. No. JJ ain't pull up yet. Nike on my feet, he ain't got no check. Pussy ass niggas still living.
No smoke, don't want no more. Certified student, grip the Mac like a pro. Posted up, pocket full of dimes at the store. Mr. Double Up, got nothing for the low. Close out, sell, everything gotta go. Yes, sir, everything gotta go. I used to be cool with a nigga from the south, but he always run his mouth packing just like a hoe. Now what, bitch, put it all on the floor. Better watch your mouth, cause you know you a hoe. Dressing all black, 3 killers at the door. Make a ghost at the mob, bitch, I really want to smoke. Now what, nigga, you a pussy, you a joke. Sending 4 shots like a nigga ripping coke. Dressing all black, 3 killers at the door. Make a ghost at the mob, bitch, I really want to smoke.
No, oh, no, oh, no, oh. Nigga don't talk no more. Nigga don't walk no more. Niggas don't joke no more. No, oh, no, oh, no. Niggas don't talk no more. Niggas don't walk no more. Niggas don't want no smoke. No, oh, no, oh, no, oh. Niggas don't talk no more. Niggas don't walk no more. Niggas don't joke no more. No, oh, no, oh, no, oh. Niggas don't talk no more. Niggas don't walk no more. Niggas don't want no smoke.
Whole team shining, we stars, big dipper. Get a lot of haystack gang in the sip. Niggas ain't real, nigga. You gotta feel me, nigga. Smile in my face behind my back, you tryna kill me, nigga. You say you got beef, then what you wanna do? You screaming, fuck me, nah, nigga, fuck you. You ain't hard at me. Couple kick dough, couple robberies. Nigga get extorted, get aborted, he don't pay the fee. Posted in the north, got the 2 to 4 recipe. I be cooking chicken bit, not talking rotisserie. I got all my hater mad, I know that they sick of me. Who the fuck he think he is, motherfucker MP3? I honestly pay him no attention. They up under me. Haters call me Visa cause I'm everywhere they wanna be. Ladies, man, catch me with more honeys than a bumblebee. Say she got a husband, but she always wanna suck the D. State gang, true sipper, who these niggas wanna be? I've been getting money since a younger. I've been pushing peace, stay strapped. Gotta watch your back when you're in the streets. Friends turn to foes, never know who your enemy. I was in Detroit, he ain't keep the same energy. West side down the slide, I don't think he feeling me. I was on some demon time, nigga talking about killing me. They no business, let's see all that shit that you gon' do to me. Come outside, why you scared? I thought that you been a G. We don't bluff, we pulling up, we different down in Tennessee. Riding through the city, I'm with it, I got my 9 o'clock. If it really fitted, let's get it, I got the game locked. Green and white square, been serving them on the same block. Timepiece with me, she foreign, she come from Bangkok. Riding through the city, I'm with it, I got my 9 o'clock. If it really fitted, let's get it, I got the game locked. Green and white square, been serving them on the same block. Timepiece with me, she foreign, she come from Bangkok. I got an old school bitch, call her Aretha. Shawty so fine, shawty she a keeper. Smoke that reefer, preferred by the quarter. I do this for my kids, my sons and my daughter. Get treated like a king. Hoes call me sire. One look like Lotto, the other look like Maya. My plug, he ain't playing, he only talking the numbers. I cop it, whip it, and ship it. My money coming in bundles. Different flavors of kush, orange, grape, and apple. If a nigga trap me, it's gonna be a disaster. Dope money and bitches, pimp robbers and snitches. It's all in my hood. My homies say that I'm gifted, I really can't complain. Shit starting to change, a product of my environment. Tell me who can I blame? Neck like a glacier, bought my shawty a bracelet. Money go get her, that's why these niggas be hating. Riding through the city, I'm with it, I got my 9 o'clock. If it really fitted, let's get it, I got the game locked. Green and white squares, been serving them on the same block. Timepiece with me, she foreign, she come from Bangkok. Riding through the city, I'm with it, I got my 9 o'clock. If it really fitted, let's get it, I got the game locked. Green and white squares, been serving them on the same block. Timepiece with me, she foreign, she come from Bangkok. Riding through the city, I'm with it, I got my 9 o'clock. If it really fitted, let's get it, I got the game locked. Green and white squares, been serving them on the same block. Timepiece with me, she foreign, she come from Bangkok. Riding through the city, I'm with it, I got my 9 o'clock. shot. If it really fit it, let's get it. I got the game locked. Green and white springs, been serving, I'm on the same block. Blind beats with me, she foreign, she come from Bangkok. Oh God. Whole team shining, we stars, big dipper. Get a lot of haystack gang in the sip.
Good evening, ladies and gentlemen. Good evening. We back with the long anticipated final report from Lori Lightfoot. She did the other one about 3 months ago, and we all went into a hissy fit when we found out $40,000 was spent on, as Tiffany says, ice now on Amazon. I don't know what they said in here. I ain't watched none of it. And I got a good copy of it, so I know the microphones and shit. I know it's not going to be low and all that other stuff, because, yeah, this is a news network copy of it, and they got excellent cameras and stuff. So without further ado, y'all, I'm going to go and read the Martin Luther King documents tomorrow. Y'all have to bear with me. It's going to be a long, well, it's going to be a long show. I won't say it's boring, but it's going to be long because I'm going to have to read almost 300 documents. But I'm going to be showing them. Y'all going to be surprised about Martin Luther King. That nigga was the feds. That's all I'm going to say. That it makes sense now why he said he felt like he led his people into a burning building, because he did. We're going to do that tomorrow. I think I'm going to do it tomorrow morning. Oh, they had slides and everything, huh? I mean, King wasn't all bad. He give y'all some moments. His "I Have a Dream" speech was real. I still say we didn't need integration. Nothing good came from it. According to, yeah, nothing good came from it. Let's hope they ain't do Malcolm the same way. They got files on him that sealed. What are we doing? I thought we was ready when this shit came out. Y'all ain't ready yet. She got steward written all over her. She don't even try to hide it. She on a real power suit. Who is that white lady? She knew. Beetlejuice. Okay, can we get this show on the road? In the news, y'all know better. Y'all supposed to start it that soon as she started talking. No minute before.
Good evening, everyone. Good evening, everyone. Thank you all for coming out.
Hey, Trustee Keith, or Clerk Keith.
Hello to those
I
folks
see
who are
you.
watching
Allison.
On the live stream. My name is Lori Lightfoot.
Love her
And
dreams.
with my colleague Amanda Kite, we're from the Charles River Associates, and we are here to provide to the members of the Board of Trustees and the public our final report regarding our investigation of the allegations of financial mismanagement and other matters concerning the Village of Dolton. A couple of quick housekeeping matters. You should be circulating index cards if you want to ask us questions. We're going to go through the entire presentations first. I'm not promising you that we're going to be able to answer everyone's question, but we'll try to get you as many as possible. We will set up, for those that we aren't able to answer, we will set up a microsite and have answers to the different questions there. Also, that's circulating is a document that if you want a hard copy or electronic copy of this PowerPoint presentation, give us your name and your email address.
Look at her doing FOIA requests already for the YouTubers. Thank you.
All right. Well, make sure you fill out the paperwork. There's signing the sheets going around, and you should be able to put your name and your email address in, and we'll be able to provide you with a copy of the deck. The deck is long, and given the number of people that were here, we felt like it made more sense to provide electronic copies and try to anticipate how many people would want a copy. So let me start by saying that, as you know, we began this investigation in earnest.
I can't wait for Tiffany to go live.
After the trustees overrode a veto of the resolution of hiring us through the Legislative Council. We were tasked with looking into irregularities, allegations of irregularities regarding financial mismanagement by Mayor Tiffany Henyards and others in her administration. And I want everyone to be clear, we are not conducting a criminal investigation. This is an investigation that depended upon witness...
Ma'am, you didn't have to tell us that you weren't conducting, unflattering part to pause on. You didn't have to tell us that you weren't doing a criminal investigation. You're not the police. You don't have any criminal investigation powers. We knew this. So who did you reiterate that to, Beetlejuice? It's like she's slinking down inside her damn suit. Ladybug looking at her lady.
Testimony that depended upon getting access to certain documents. And to be clear, we did not receive total cooperation in this investigation. In fact, we encountered many challenges getting access to relevant documents and information from the very beginning of the engagement. We do not have subpoena power as an independent investigative team, which would have allowed us to obtain materials and cooperation from individuals. The village's personnel policies do not require cooperation with internal investigation. That proved to be a challenge in this circumstance. And a lack of cooperation by some individuals led to delays, limited our abilities and the scope of the work, and ultimately...
Damn, Chef, she just came on, G. She ain't had time to tell us to find it, Chef. You was impatient. She just came on. But what she initially found back then is Tiffany was spending a whole bunch of money. She spent $40,000 at Amazon, about $10,000-$20,000 at Wayfair. She ain't cutting up. But the strange part about the Amazon purchases is the city of Dolton doesn't have an Amazon account. Tiffany was playing coy initially, but then she came out the other day on the radio station and said it was for ice. She sent Michael Smith and somebody else to buy ice for the skating rink. And so they went on Amazon and used the city credit card to order off one of their accounts. Crazy work.
We limited the information that we were able to address in the course of this investigation. Despite these obstacles, we made progress in providing information to the trustees and to the public on the true financial condition of the village of Dolton, along with some other issues. And as a result of that, we're able to make some concrete recommendations, many of which the trustees have already adopted, on how to right the ship, to make sure that there are financial guardrails in the operation of the city government, and to provide some other supports that would all be in favor of transparency and good governance.
I'm gonna cut my camera back off.
For those of you who don't know, we thought it would be important to give just a little bit of background about the village of Dolton. The village was incorporated in 1892.
Oh gosh, why is this part of your fucking presentation? Can you get to the business?
It's approximately 426.
Lori, we don't give a fuck when it was established, copyrighted, published, produced. We don't give a fuck how many people. Can you get to the business and tell us how much money this woman done fucked off? We don't care about all this extra shit.
Median household income is $58,706, and the village is approximately 91% African American. The village has a trustee form of government, which matters under the organization of the Illinois Municipal Code, and we'll talk about that briefly in a moment. The keys to the employee of the village, aside from the trustees,
They paying
the mayor,
attention like a
the village
motherfucker.
administrator, the director of administration, director of finance, and the staff accountant. Now, I'm not going to read everything on this slide. This is excerpts from the Illinois Municipal Code, but suffice it to say that the code really is a set of specific mandates on how a trustee form of government and other forms of government are supposed to conduct themselves. It provides things like there should be an annual appropriation, and ideally that is done in the first quarter of the village's fiscal year. No official can incur debt over and above what the budget is unless there is a 2/3 majority vote by the board of trustees. There can't be entering into contracts without a corresponding appropriation. The municipality must have an audit of its financial records annually. As you know, this became an issue. We'll talk more about that as well. And that audit and other financial information must be filed annually with the comptroller's office, or, as has happened now, to Dolton. The comptroller has the ability to force an audit of the financial records. Now, on that point, if you go to the comptroller's office and you look under on their website under the municipal division, there are literally hundreds of municipalities across the state of Illinois who have not filed the necessary financial documents, whether it's the financial report, whether it's the audit, and some of these delinquencies go back years. But soon after we had our
We don't care about them other
in
ones.
early August of last year, the comptroller's office suddenly paid attention to the village of Dolton and took notice, while other municipalities across the state have been delinquent in their responsibilities for years. One might ask, why is that so? Next slide. One of the challenges, and we recommend, this is one of our recommendations, is the village doesn't have a codified municipal code. And what this means is the resolutions, the ordinances that are the backbone of governance for the village are not assembled in one location, filed with the state, so that all of you can look up what's the code say on this, that, or the other thing. This became something that we learned early on, which was a little bit of a surprise, but became another challenge to overcome in making sure that we had a true picture of what the rules and laws were that had been passed that governed the village of Dolton. As a result, these are the absence of archived ordinances and resolutions not being read in public led to gaps in our understanding about the laws, making governance unnecessarily difficult. Next slide. One thing, given what you've heard and seen over the course of the last couple of years, the village actually does have a purchasing policy and manual. And it's very straightforward, as you might expect. The challenge has been, it hasn't been followed, and we'll get into details about that. But let me give you a little specifics. The policy essentially provides directions for the acquisition of all goods and services. And when used with good judgment and common sense, as it reads, the quote, the policies and procedures conveyed within will allow the village to obtain required supplies and services efficiently and economically. The policy also provides, in general, all supplies, materials, equipment, contractual and professional services required for operational efficiency will have been included in the annual budget. Next slide. There is in this purchasing policy set controls on who can authorize what at what dollar levels. As you can see from this slide, department heads can authorize spending up to $1,000. Between $1,001 and $5,000, the village administrator can approve. And over $5,000, any expenses for goods or services over that amount must be brought to the village board for approval as set forth in the purchasing policy. The finance department is supposed to have a position called the staff accountant. That person is responsible for centralizing and overseeing the purchase of goods and services for the village, and to determine whether or not an item proposed to be spent, that there are adequate funds and proper purchasing procedures have been followed before any monies of the village are incurred. That person is supposed to be reviewing and initiating all purchase orders, payment requests after submitted the finance for payment. Make sure that what we call rogue spending going on, and that the village is getting the benefit of its bargain by maximizing its buying power. The purchasing policy specifically says that those items are supposed to be uniformly purchased by the purchasing agent. And the purchasing policy also requires the use of purchase orders. Those are essentially requisitions for goods and services, and it's detailed there. Similarly, the purchasing policy requires that when a purchase order is issued, it has the same authorization requirements as other matters. 1,000 by department heads, 5,000 by, up to 5,000 by the village administrator. Anything over 5,000 has to come before the board for approval. Now, just to give you a little bit of context, we're going to be using this term as we go forward in this presentation. There's something called a warrant that is used that also dictates how municipal funds are spent. The warrant is typically created based upon invoices that are created by a vendor and submitted to the department head for approval. As we told you in August, there is no electronic process for the submission of invoices from vendors. Paper copies, typically sent either in by hand or by email, are sent to department heads for approval. They must then list them in an electronic payment system called My Viewpoint, and then that generates the items that appear on the warrant list. Based upon our investigation, there are essentially two kinds of warrant lists. There's an accounts payable warrant list, which includes most of the village's expenses, and then there's a second warrant list that's called the electronic list, which includes payments made by wire, ACH, credit card, or any other electronic or online method. The village expenditures, as reflected on the warrant list, are then reviewed and approved by the board at each board meeting. And after an expense is approved by the board, Janice Johnson, who's the Director of Administrative Services, is supposed to prepare a check for signature and payment. However, if Ms. Johnson is directed by Mayor Henyard or someone else, or there are insufficient funds to pay an item on the warrant list, then those checks are held. And apart from payroll, the accounts payable warrant list reflects invoices that have been submitted for approval and payment but not yet paid. And we understand from the John Kasperick accounting firm, which is essentially the outside firm for the village of Dolton, that there are many items that appear on the electronic warrant list that have already been approved before they are presented to the board. Now, next slide. As it relates to credit card expenditures, we also understand from John Kasperick personnel that credit card balance is paid as a matter of course, meaning that as the bill becomes due, it's paid before it reaches the board for approval. In general, credit card expenses are only added to the warrant list when there's a receipt submitted. What we found is that many credit card expenditures never make it onto the warrant list for approval, in part because there is not a system for ensuring that there are receipts for the various credit card purchases. And what this means, unfortunately, is that the Board of Trustees, in many instances, was not able to even track or see credit card purchases that were being done over the last few years. What's going on? Let's give a little background on Mayor Tiffany Henyard. As many of you know, she's a lifelong resident of the village. She started as a village trustee from 2013 to 2021. Her bio cites that she graduated from Robert Morris College, although we were unable to verify that. And she became mayor as of May 2021. Now, there were two elections. There was an election at the end of February that went to a runoff, and then there was the final election later that spring. At the time of that second election, according to records provided to us by the County Clerk's Board of Elections, only 9.5% of registered voters in Dolton came out to vote.
You forgot to add that she graduated cum laude. Or however the fuck she said it. She forgot some words, and that ain't been verified neither.
To set the framework further, we wanted to make sure you understood who were the people in charge of making various decisions under Mayor Henyard's administration. Aside from Mayor Henyard was the village administrator. You may recall that that was initially Dorothy Brown. And then in late 2021, Keith Freeman began his duties as the village administrator. The director of finance, you would think this is a very key position. Unfortunately, what we found over the course of our investigation is there are many periods of time during Mayor Henyard's tenure where that position was vacant. At one point, Tangier Miller fulfilled the role sometime in 2022 on a full-time basis, and then she went to a part-time basis by December of 2023 and worked only remotely. The position has been vacant, again, since early 2024. As I mentioned before, the Director of Administration is Janice Johnson, and you remember from my discussion about the purchasing policy, where there's supposed to be somebody who's a staff accountant that is responsible for monitoring and overseeing the purchase of goods and services on behalf of the village. There's no such position that exists in the village of Dolton. As a result of the small staff managing the city finances, the John Kasparic firm has essentially become the in-house, although they're outside, but the in-house financial department for the village of Dolton. Because there are a limited number of personnel, they became the de facto finance department. This remains true to this day. Kasparic firm is a junior staffer who is embedded in the village, and that person is here multiple times a week. There's a senior person that oversees that junior staffer, and the John Kasparic firm is involved in virtually every aspect of the finances of the village. Reconciling bank records, assisting in the preparation of payroll, creating those monthly warrant lists, village accounting records, as well as a variety of other expenses. And as you might imagine, ladies and gentlemen, that kind of work, day in and day out, month after month, is not cheap. So the village is paying an extraordinary amount for outside services because it doesn't have the staff internally to do that. And in the absence of Director of Finance, without the Board of Trustees being directly involved, there is very little oversight over the work that's being done on your behalf. Now, I want to also now shift gears and talk about some key events that have led to some of the financial crises that the village is experiencing. And what we found in our investigation, and that's based on a review of contemporaneous documents and witness interviews, that beginning at least as early as late 2021, there was a concerted, systematic effort on behalf of Mayor Henyard and others in her administration to hide the true financial condition of the village of Dolton from the trustees and from members of the public. To step back, let's talk about what the state of play was before Mayor Henyard became mayor. What we found is that prior to that time, the Kasperick firm would provide 3 different and important categories of information to the entire Board of Trustees, key city personnel, to make sure that folks were up to speed on a real-time basis as to what the circumstances were, both of expenses and revenue, and whether or not the expenses and revenue were on track with budget projections. They created a weekly report that, reflecting what work they did on behalf of the village. Monthly financial statements with the detailed notes memorized in an accompanying memo. Warrant lists, which detailed the expenditures to be presented at board meetings. And for a time, Kasperick firm also prepared and shared a payroll list. Now, initially, in 2021, at the beginning of Mayor Henyard's term, Chris Marabali of the Kasperick firm caused these documents to be sent to a wide array of people on an email. Again, the trustees, key city employees, and Mayor Henyard herself. But this practice began to change in the fall of 2021. What we see in the fall of 2021 is the start of the effort to make sure that the trustees did not have full information about the true financial condition of the village's finances. And I want to walk you through step-by-step evidence that we were able to review that was memorialized contemporaneously, primarily in emails. In September 28, 2021, in an email to John Kasperick, Chris Marabali, remember this guy who's responsible for supervising the work here at Dolton, noted, quote, "The mayor has requested that the warrant list for both electronic and regular billing be sent to her first for review and approval prior to it being released to the board." On October 4th, 2021, Trustee House emailed Marabali seeking missing payroll reports that he had not received since the August 27, 2021 payroll. That same day, Marabali forwarded that email from Trustee House to Mayor Henyard and sought advice on how to respond. On October 21st, 2021, Chris Marabali reported to John Kasperick via email that Mayor Henyard was very upset with him because he disclosed in a board meeting that she had directed him not to send trustees payroll records. There's a board meeting that precedes this October 21st date, where you can see on the YouTube video that she's asking him, "Did I tell you not to send this information?" He answered in the affirmative, and that was the source of her anger with him. He was later called into a meeting with the mayor in the presence of Janice Johnson and Dorothy Brown, and the mayor in effect told him that he should never contradict her in public and that he should shade the truth. By November of 2021, a split between Henyard and certain trustees was in full bloom and played out in the trustees' shrinking access to village financial information. On January 22nd, 2022, Marabali again transmitted the December financials and a corresponding memo to the full list including the trustees. But by February 9th, Trustee Steve sent an email to Marabali and others objecting to not having received payroll reports for approval and saying that he would not provide his consent for approval by the board if he did not receive those payroll records ahead of time. Trustee House concurred in that same email chain. On February 24th, and this is an important date, Marabali transmitted the January financials and the accompanying Miller only to Changenik Miller. At that point, the trustees were cut out. On March 9th, 2022, Marabali sent his weekly report to the mayor, trustees, and others. The next day, Freeman admonished Marabali and said, quote, "Chris, please stop sending these emails to everyone. It is a direct violation of the Open Meetings Act. Send this information to Ms. Miller and Janice," meaning Janice Johnson, end quote. I can tell you that the mere transmittal of information where there's no actual action being taken is not a violation of the Open Meetings Act. So in sum, by March 2022, the trustees were effectively cut off from receiving regular financial reports generated by the Kasperic firm, which would have provided them with information on the true financial condition of the village, and they would have been able to see at that point that there was a significant increase in expenses, as we reported previously, while at the same time there was not revenue to match those expenses. Now I'm going to shift gear and talk to you a little bit about FOIA. Now, this is not a FOIA class. I'm not going to go in chapter and verse. But the bottom line, as many of you know, is that under Illinois law, municipalities are required to keep and produce the records of governance to anybody who asks for them, with a narrow set of exceptions. And that means that the municipality has to set up a process by which people who want certain kinds of information can get that information, and that they have a certain timeline in which they have to provide that information. They can ask for an extension of time, but what they cannot do is simply ignore requests coming in through the Freedom of Information Act. So, next slide. Now, from May 21st, from May of 2021 through September of 2023, based on our review of relevant FOIA records and witness testimony, there were a significant number of FOIA requests that came into the village. Most of these requests were ordinary type. People asking about particular addresses within the village, people seeking other information. But what we started to see in 21, and then it increased steadily over time, is people asking very specific information about the governance of the village, and in particular, asking information about how money was being spent. At the beginning of Mayor Henyards' tenure, Clerk Allison Key was responsible for FOIA requests. According to Clerk Key, when a FOIA request would come in, she and her team would review it, then they would send it to the relevant department. There were FOIA liaisons in each department, and it was their responsibility to look for responsive documents and then provide them to Clerk Key so that she could respond to the FOIA. The increased number of FOIAs over time posed a challenge given the limited resources that were devoted to FOIA. So what we saw is a very small staff, very few resources, and an expanding number of FOIAs that came in. There were not sufficient resources to be able to meet that rising interest in the governance of the village of Dolton. Now, there were many allegations that we received that Mayor Henyard ordered village personnel to simply stop responding to FOIA. We were not able to verify those allegations, in part because village employees who reported directly to Mayor Henyard did not cooperate in our investigation. However, in April of 2023, trustees passed an ordinance intended to get the FOIA process back on track. And that ordinance read in part, quote, Whereas the Board of Trustees finds that the village has experienced an insurmountable backlog of FOIA requests due to failures of village staff to respond to requests for information from the FOIA officer at the instruction of the mayor and her village administrator. The trustees obviously believe that that's precisely what had happened, which is that the mayor had instructed people within the departments not to respond to FOIAs. Now, despite the passage of this ordinance, the FOIA process didn't improve. And in fact, it continued to break down the non-cooperation of village staff, and many of whom simply, according to Clerk Key, simply stopped responding to her when she would send them FOIAs. And as a result, you know what's happened. Some of you, I'm sure, experienced it directly when you filed FOIAs. There were appeals made to the Attorney General. In some instances, people simply filed suit. Now, one key milestone that I want to bring to your attention is when Clerk Key was stripped of her jurisdiction over FOIA. As you can see from the screen, she received an email from Keith Freeman on September 7th, 2023. And in this email, I'll read the body of it. Dear Clerk Key, I am writing to inform you that you are hereby removed from your duty as a FOIA officer effective immediately. Your inability to process FOIA requests in a complete and timely manner has left us no choice but to restructure our process going forward. The village has redirected FOIA officer duties to another party, and as such, your services are no longer needed. I have advised all department heads of the change. Now, I want to be clear that Clerk Key denies the various allegations in Freeman's email. But I want to lift up a couple things that I think are notable about this email in particular. When you see the language, the village has redirected FOIA officer duties to another party. Note in this email, he doesn't say who that other party is. And what we know from our investigation is that we were never able to determine who that person was that's actually handling FOIA and whether or not that person received the proper training. FOIA is not easy. There's a lot of nuances that are involved in the statute to make sure that there's proper compliance. We have no
What it do,
idea
Super Mayor? Long time no see.
Person who's handling FOIA actually received proper training. There was no effort to take over the files of pending FOIA requests, and there was no process put in place for transitioning of the responsibilities from Clerk Key and her team to the unknown new FOIA officer. There's plenty of evidence, and again, I think you all have experienced it firsthand, that after Clerk Key was removed of her responsibilities over FOIA, the FOIA process and issues continue to this day. Now, let's shift gears, and we're going to talk about financial management concerns. There was an opportunity for the village of Dolton to take advantage of a $5 million appropriation that had been put in place from one of the state legislatures on behalf of the village of Dolton. This was in the state fiscal year 2023. However, that appropriation, for some reason that we were not able to ascertain, was never taken advantage of, meaning those monies never came into the village of Dolton. So $5 million that could have significantly helped the financial fortunes of this village got recycled and went elsewhere, but never came to the village of Dolton. I want to talk to you next about the American Rescue Plan dollars and funding that came to the village of Dolton. As many of you know, the American Rescue Plan was put into place by the Biden-Harris administration to help municipalities, cities, counties, states recover from the economic impact of the COVID-19 pandemic. And the village received an allocation through the state, which is appropriated in 2 tranches from the Illinois Comptroller's Office. You can see in this chart, the first tranche came in September of 2021, and the next big tranche came again in September of 22 for a total of just over $3 million. The U.S. Treasury Department had very strict reporting requirements on how municipal governments use those ARPA dollars. Somebody was supposed to be designated as the ARPA reporting person responsible for making sure that they were complying with U.S. Treasury regulations. The contemporaneous documentation that we have seen and confirmed in recent communications is that no one from the village actually took the responsibility to complete the reporting information. The access to the reporting portal was set up for Ms. Miller, the former finance director, but there's no evidence that she actually made the required reporting of how ARPA dollars were used here in the village. And based on the records that we have seen, there's approximately $1.7 million left of the ARPA funds, and it's held in a specific capital projects account. Based on what we've seen in the financial documents, the ARPA funds were used in a variety of ways, which you can see from this chart. As you noted, there's a big category of $481,379 called other expenses. This was used for a variety of different things, from construction materials and supplies, lawn care, pest control, utilities, sprinkler installation.
Pest control.
But none of these things were specific.
Where was this shit being done at though?
Approved by the board. Now, at this time, I'm going to turn it over to my colleague, Amanda Kite, who's going to walk you through
Hey Amanda, you cute.
some more detailed information on the financial status as of October 31st, 2024.
So now we're going to walk through and largely provide an update to the financial information that was presented back in August. And we've been provided records for the
You got some big ass ears though, lady. You got some elf ears right there. Sheesh. That's them Caucasoid mountain ears.
for the first 6 months of the village's fiscal year 2025. As of October 2024, the village's general fund, which is the fund that's used to account for the majority of the village's operations, remains in a net deficit position. However, the deficit position has decreased or improved from the information that was presented in August. And as of October 2024, the general fund's net deficit position is currently $2.4 million. Additionally, during the first 6 months of fiscal year 2025, the average monthly expenditures of the village have also decreased. Through fiscal year 2024, the village was spending on average $2.5 million per month. During the first 6 months of fiscal year 2025, that number is down to $2.1 million per month on average. Following along with that,
I think it's also important to note that when we provided an update back in August of last year, which laid out financial condition, the trustees immediately took action to address particularly the spending side of the ledger, significantly reducing the number of credit card access, working with banks, restructuring some of the expenses. So that accounts in part for the reduction in expenses. And as Amanda will explain there are other factors that contributed to this, but I wanted to note that the trustees heeded the concerns that we raised back in August and took specific action many times in opposition from Mayor Henyard to make sure that they were starting the process of putting the village back on better financial footing.
So following along with that, the decrease in expenditures, through the first 6 months of fiscal year 2025, the village's expenditures have matched the revenues that came in during that time period. This is in comparison with the same time period in fiscal year 2024, where the gap in revenue to expenditures was almost $5 million. So the expenditure and revenue gap has improved. This gap decrease is for two primary reasons. First being, as of October fiscal 2025, revenues are approximately $3 million more than compared to the same time period in fiscal year 2024, which is largely due to the timing of when the property taxes were released to the village. In 2023 and 2024, property taxes weren't released until November or December, where in fiscal 2025 they were released much earlier. But additionally, expenditures have gone down, most notably general administration, police department expenditures, and public works. A couple of categories that we found significant decreases is in general administration, telephone, and miscellaneous expenditures, as well as in police department overtime and medical insurance. The village's cash balance has remained generally the same since the information that was presented in August. As you can see from the chart, as of May 2024, the general fund had an unrestricted cash deficit of almost $5.7 million. As of October 24, that amount is a deficit of around $5.5 million. And this deficit includes the amount of held checks that the mayor discussed previously. Those are reflected in these deficit balances. Regarding those held checks, as we presented in August, since March of 2023, and nearly every month since then, a portion of the checks that were approved and printed have had to be held. As of June 18, 2024, this was 589 checks that totaled over $6 million, which were approved but had not yet been sent to vendors. Since the August presentation, we've requested but had not been provided an updated listing of the current status of the village's held checks. However, we've been told, though not able to verify, that the current amount is still in excess of $5 million. Turning now to discuss the village's use of credit cards. As we discussed in the August presentation, we're aware of 6 different credit cards that have been in use by the village at various points in time from January 2021 through at least June of 2024. Since the August presentation, we did request updated credit card statements that would cover July 2024 through December 2024, but we did not receive any updated credit card records. As you can see from the chart, the use of credit cards steadily increased from calendar year 2021 through 2023. In 2023, the village spent over $775,000 on credit cards. As the mayor earlier discussed, oftentimes credit card expenditures have no accompanying receipts. And the credit card statements alone provide limited information about the credit card purchases. Given this overall lack of available documentation, it is not possible for us to ascertain important information about the village's credit card use, such as who made the purchase, was it an approved purchase, and what was the government purpose. This type of additional information is necessary to perform a complete investigation of the credit card use and to draw any conclusion about any individual purchase. That being said, through our investigation, we did identify certain categories of expenses that stand out, which the village may wish to pursue additional information to further understand the nature of the charges. For example, From 2021 through June of 2024, village credit cards were used for over $171,000 in travel-related costs. Things such as airfare, excess baggage fees, hotels, meals, rental cars. There are over $51,000 spent at local area restaurants, as well as expenditures at retailers such as Dick's Sporting Goods, Best Buy, Wayfair, Walgreens, Apple, and Walmart. Now, not
We
all-
heard
some of
about
these
this in the last.
all are reflected on the election.
We heard about this in the last report. Well, when are y'all gonna tell us something new? This old shit.
Electronic warrant lists that we
You
were
big
provided
eared
in-
bastard.
However, the level of detail in the description of what the purchase is for varies by purchase. Some purchases have very limited information, and the description is simply the name of the merchant, or a more vague description such as meals or donuts. Others provide more information, such as training accommodations or code enforcement lunch. One area of our investigation where we were able to obtain detailed purchase information relates to Amazon purchases. The vast majority of purchases made by the village on Amazon were paid for with village credit cards. From January 2021 through June of 2024, the village spent approximately $218,000 on purchase from Amazon using village credit cards, the largest spending of which occurred in 2023. Now, the vast majority of the purchases on Amazon do appear to be for routine items such as office supplies, office furniture, and supplies for the police department. And the Amazon order details show that these orders were delivered either to Village Hall or to the police department. Additionally, many of the largest purchases on Amazon, 3 of which we identified in the August presentation, were related to materials or supplies for the skating rink. This includes $5,099 for artificial ice tiles, $33,000.
Tiffany, that's what Tiffany tried to jump ahead of this report. But she said the $40,000 was spent on ice. She just said $5,000 on artificial ice tiles.
For artificial ice tiles, $5,600 artificial ice tiles, $4,700 artificial ice tiles, and then $3,700 for ice skates.
Ladies and gentlemen, let me just pick up and conclude on the Amazon purchases. The various routine office supply and office furniture purchases simply do not appear to be in compliance with the village's purchasing policy as we described. There appears to be no centralized purchasing or inventory control as required in the purchasing policy. So while we were able to see that these various purchases were delivered either to Village Hall or to the police department, there is no tracking system for what happened to them after they arrived here. And while Janice Johnson was listed as the originator for a number of these purchases, what we saw in the Amazon records is that there were 9 other purchasing sources identified in the Amazon records. So lots of people were charging things and purchasing them from Amazon. And we certainly found no evidence of the purchases related to the ice rink that were done in 5 separate purchases totaling approximately $48,000, that they were done consistent with the purchasing policy either. For example, we were unable to find evidence that these purchases were done as a result of competitive bidding process, which an amount of that size would have been triggered by the purchasing policy, nor is there evidence that these particular purchases were presented to the board prior to approval. As you will see, one of the recommendations that we're making to the board is to institute a written policy for performing background checks of prospective village senior and key personnel. There are 3 personnel that we call out on the slide. And based on our investigation, these and other individuals, either working for the village or proposed by Mayor Henyard to assume key roles, have issues in their background that likely would be disqualifying if they had been properly vetted. Now, I want to go through some of the consequences, because of course there has been consequences of all the things that we've already talked about. You can't have a situation where there are no financial controls, where the trustees are systematically excluded from finding out the true nature of the financial condition of the village, where there's a routine process of exceeding the amounts of revenue with expenses, some of which may or may not be for a legitimate government purpose. The first of these cascading consequences is the audit. As I noted at the beginning of this presentation, under Illinois law, every municipality over a certain size is required to have a financial audit of its books and records every single year, and to produce that audit to the comptroller's office. The fact of the matter is that for the last several years, the village's auditor had been an accounting firm, an auditing firm, known as Lauterbach and Amann. Draft audits for fiscal year 2022 were completed, but they were never finalized. And then Lauterbach and Amann resigned as auditor on October 27, 2024, effective immediately, which is essentially less than 3 weeks after we had our first public disclosure of the true financial condition of the village. And on October 15, 2024, the Illinois Comptroller's Office notified the village that it was going to force an audit on the village for not complying with the mandatory audit reporting requirement. Now, as I noted, there are literally hundreds of municipalities across this state that have long-standing delinquencies in filing their reports, but for some reason, the comptroller decided that Dolton was going to be the example. Next slide. One of the other consequences that we've seen over the course of Mayor Henyard's tenure is a significant uptick in litigation. According to court records maintained by the Legislative Council, 48 separate lawsuits have been filed against the village under Mayor Henyard's tenure. 12 pending matters relate to FOIA violations, and 8 pending matters by village vendors allege improper revocation or failure to renew business licenses. And you may have seen recent reporting that on Friday, Mayor Henyard herself was held in criminal contempt for failing to sign a liquor license for an existing business owner here in the village, despite being ordered by the court to do so multiple times. Those have costs. Next, I want to walk you through the insurance issue, because insurance is a significant cost in the budget for the village of Dolton. The village's insurance fees are primarily handled by 2 entities: an insurance broker, which is Insurer Source LLC, and something called a third-party administrator, which currently is Charles Taylor, TPA.
Again, she ain't told us shit. She didn't tell us the first time. This is a good. She came up on $50,000.
In 2024, the village's insurance coverage became at risk due to late or non-payment of fees. The village's premium financing company sought to avoid its contract with the village. And let me explain what that means. There is a finance company that fronts the money for the village's various insurance costs, and the village pays it back on a monthly basis. But because of non-payment, that finance company walked away from its responsibilities and said, we're not going to we're not going to finance any future funds to the village to pay its insurance. That created a bit of a crisis. The village's longtime third-party administrator. That's the entity that then pays claims that are made by people that trigger the insurance policies. That third-party administrator also walked away and refused to renew its agreement with the village, again, as a result of problems in payment. And then long-time insurance carriers. The village had, like most municipalities, has multiple insurance carriers that cover their insurance, particularly liability insurance. Many of those long-time carriers canceled in the spring of 2024 or declined to renew the village's policies. Next slide. Now this came at a critical time. The renewal period for village insurance is early August of every year. Typically 60 days before that time, the insurance broker will start negotiating, renewing terms of coverage with the various insurers. You have the TPA walk away, which is known to the insurance companies covering the village. You have the finance company walk away, which is known to the village. And the fact that these other carriers decided not to renew, that also sent a ripple through the insurance market. As a result of the efforts of the insurance broker, he reached out to 36 different insurers, including 10 excess insurers, and then 26 non-excess carriers. 5 carriers chose not to renew their coverage for the village. 13 carriers declined to quote coverage for the village, meaning they weren't even interested in providing a quote, and 1 carrier simply didn't respond. And of the excess carriers who provided a quote, they set their threshold for coverage very, very high. 2 set it at 25 million, 4 set it at 10, and 2 at 5, and 1 declined, again, to quote any coverage. Now, the village was eventually able to obtain coverage for the 2024-25 period. However, there were 2 important concessions that the village was compelled to make in order to make sure that it had insurance coverage from August of 2024 to August of 2025. As you can see from this slide, the village was compelled to pay more for less coverage. We have here a kind of side-by-side comparison of what the coverage was under general liability, law enforcement, public official, and auto liability. In the preceding year, the coverages were almost equal at $11 million. But as you can see, in the current coverage period, there's a significant decrease in the amount of insurance coverage that the village now has to handle whatever liability issues may come up. The other significant concession was that the insurance carriers refused to cover Mayor Henyard. As you can see in the third bullet, there's a quote directly from the insurance policy. The insurer covers all elected officials, provides that as a separate part of its coverage, but specifically in writing excluded any claim made against any insured which is brought by, on behalf of, or against the following entities or individuals, and that is Tiffany and Henyards. And the emphasis here was in the original. This coverage exclusion regarding Mayor Henyard also applied not only to the general liability policy, but also the law enforcement policy. Now, there are implications for the village given the cancellation of coverage for Mayor Henyard during this coverage period. Mayor Henyard will have to pay for all defensive costs related to her out of pocket, or the village could decide on its own to pay for her coverage, but it won't be covered by carriers. Now, Mayor Henyard would then be responsible for any judgments, settlements, or attorney's fees rendered against her personally, separate from the village. And there's an open question as to whether or not Mayor Henyard will participate in litigation that she has to pay for herself, and what that would mean for the village if she simply defaults, meaning doesn't show up, doesn't participate in ongoing litigation. So the absence of coverage has significant implications for the village and for the taxpayers of the village of Dolton. Other implications. The fire department. After 2 years with no resolution of a contract, finally in the fall of 2024, Legislative Council was able to reach a collective bargaining agreement with the fire department union, which a majority of the board approved over Mayor Henyards' objections. The village is currently in negotiations with the police department, but the challenge with that, negotiating that contract, is without audited financial statements. And remember, we said there's been no audit of the financial statements since fiscal year 2021. It's difficult for village negotiators to be able to project what revenues are going to be coming in so they know what a fair salary and compensation would be. Now, as we're winding down here, I'm going to cover quickly some other remaining items that I know are of interest to the public. And let's talk for a minute about the Las Vegas trips and the allegations against Trustee Holmes. There are actually two trips. One in May 22, an allegation, went to an economic development convention in Las Vegas. The convention was called Recon, and it was put on by the International Council of Shopping Centers. Financial records for the village and Thornton Township reflect that a number of people traveled to Las Vegas on both of these trips, and the expenses of their travel, their lodging, their meals, and entertainment were paid for on village and township credit cards. There is no evidence that any business development opportunities came to the village as a result of either of these two trips. You're all aware of the fact that there were allegations against Trustee Holmes as a result of contacts between him and a former village employee on the May 2023 Las Vegas trip. We're not going to go into chapter and verse on this because we are not a criminal investigative authority, but suffice it to say, the allegations are that
Ice Tiles, Melissa, T-I-L-E-S.
While she was unconscious in his hotel room, that he contacted a village Dolton police officer who was also on the trip, FaceTimed him, showing the young woman unconscious on the hotel room, and some of you are aware that a recording of that FaceTime call has recently surfaced. The young woman eventually filed complaints in Las Vegas and suburban Cook County. Fall of last year, the Las Vegas criminal authorities closed its case after its investigation. The young woman has also filed a complaint with the EOC alleging that she was wrongfully terminated from her employment as a result of making an outcry to Mayor Henyard directly about the alleged assault. And the young woman has subsequently filed a lawsuit which makes similar allegations, and that lawsuit remains pending. Importantly, neither the young woman, Trustee Holmes, or other witnesses cooperated with our investigation. Another thing that I think is important regarding this alleged incident between Trustee Holmes and this young woman. Working through the Delgado law firm, we learned that Mayor Henyard authorized an investigation to be conducted by a firm called R.E. Walsh & Associates out of Oak Brook, Illinois. This investigation was not authorized by the board, and the results have not been shared with the board. It is unknown to this day what the scope of the investigation was, who was interviewed, if anyone, what documents were reviewed as part of this investigation, or its findings. The R.E. Walsh firm has refused to provide its report or otherwise answer any questions about its investigation because it's not been paid for its services. Let's talk for a moment about Thornton Township. In the course of our investigation, we received a lot of information that there was significant use of Thornton Township funds to cover expenses for the benefit of the village of Dolton. Similar to the lack of cooperation in the village, personnel under the control of Mayor Supervisor Henyard, we face obstacles obtaining documents from Portland Township. We therefore are not suggesting we do not have a complete picture of a variety of the allegations against Mayor Henyard and others in connection with the operation of the township. Nonetheless, we received some information to determine that a similar pattern of financial operations existed at the township during Mayor Henyard's tenure. For example, credit card use. We were able to review records from May of 22 through October of 22, June of 23 through, January of 23 through June of 23, and January of 24 through June of 24. Obviously, not a complete set, but detailed records. Some of these records, excuse me, were heavily redacted. They look like the CIA put the documents through their censors. So it made analysis somewhat difficult. But we were able to decipher some of the records. There were multiple credit cards in use in Thornton Township, and the names of township employees specifically, such as Tony Sherman, Keith Freeman, Shelley Miles, Robert Hunt, Marsha Walker Brown, Tanika Hughes, William Moore, and others. In 2024, for example, based on those 6 months of records, monthly charges range from $88,000 a month to over $100,000 in annual payments. And there were a significant number of food purchases and other expenditures that frankly warrant further investigation as to whether or not there was legitimate government purpose for those expenses. There was overlapping hiring and firing of township personnel. A number of witnesses that we interviewed indicated that within months of Tiffany Henyard becoming supervisor on March 3rd, 2022, a number of long-standing employees lost their jobs. We heard many allegations about political retaliation, cronyism, and that people were let go because they questioned the seeming elimination of hiring and purchasing norms. Efforts to verify these allegations, principally through FOIA requests, did not bear fruit, as the township often claimed no responsive documents or failed to address specific FOIAs. We know that Henyard hired her boyfriend, Kamal Woods, to run a township youth program. His personnel file, such as it is, contained very little information to justify this hire. Tanika Henyard also became an employee of the township. And Henyard installed her former administrative assistant, Carmen Carlisle, to fill a vacancy left by the death of a long-standing trustee. We received information of various allegations of political retaliation. You are all, by this point, well aware of Henyard's treatment of Township Assessor Cassandra Elston that included locking Elston out of township offices and then later accusing Elston of abandoning her job. All of those things is well documented. We won't go into details. We were able to verify that longtime township employee Dwayne Thrash has alleged in a lawsuit that he was fired from his job, not because of competence or insubordination issues, as were later put into his personnel file, but because of refused efforts by Henyard and Freeman to agree to a plan to effectively let Henyard take control of a local suburban school district on which Thrash was one of 3 members. The alleged plan included creating a paid employee role for Henyard, firing other employees, and terminating the relationship with an existing law firm and instead installing Henyard's chosen law firm. Can you guess? We got about a third. Thrash alleges that he would not agree to the plan and subsequently lost his Thornton Township employment in retaliation. Now, we have a number of recommendations that we are making to the trustees. I'm not going to spend time tonight going through those. The trustees have them. But suffice it to say, there are obvious things related to finance. There are obvious things related to personnel. And some of these things, as I indicated, the trustees have already started to embrace and implement, particularly with respect to putting guardrails around the finances of the village. And with that, we will close. Thank you for your time and attention. Now, as I said at the outset, we passed out index cards.
Personally didn't learn anything new.
If you have questions written on them, pass them forward, and we will entertain some questions. Can members of the Park District staff perhaps help us collect some of these cards and bring them forward? If you have a card, hold it up in the air, and somebody will come by. Maybe pass them forward to the crowd. That's probably the easiest thing to do. And remember, if you'd like an electronic copy of this PowerPoint deck, please make sure you provide your name and your email address. Come on up, man. If you've got questions, please pass up your index card. We'll try to get to as many as we possibly can.
I'm disappointed. This the same damn report she gave back in the spring.
All right, we have a couple of questions. One is, why didn't the $5 million come to Dolton? The answer is we don't know. What happens is monies get appropriated and become part of a budget. It will go to the relevant state department for allocation, but then the municipality has to fill out certain paperwork in order for it to claim that allocation. We have not found any evidence that happened with the village of Dolton. This person also asked, is there anything to hold Tiffany personally liable? Well, as you know, there are a number of different lawsuits that have been filed, and obviously you have your vote. Next question is, if supervisor is uninsurable, how can she hold the position? Now, the insurance issue is with respect to her role as the mayor of the village of Dolton. We have no visibility into whether or not the insurance issue also applies to the township. But she can still hold her position, but as I indicated, with a lack of insurance coverage, it puts the village and the taxpayers potentially at risk, and certainly she would have to pay for her own lawyer, her own defense, if she is sued in the course of her duties. There's a question of who pays the services that are rendered by my colleague and I. As you recall, the trustees voted to approve the hiring of us, and that comes from the village of Dolton. Are you bringing me one more question, Danny? Come on up. That's right. There's a question that whether the village will be able to get federal or state funding to bail us out of this mess. And the answer is, I think that's a matter that the trustees are actively pursuing. There's a question, have all of your findings been given to the FBI and any agency concerned? Maybe we all turn and wave to our friends in the federal government who are surely watching this live stream. What I will say is we have been in contact with members of the U.S. Attorney's Office who are investigating this matter. I know that the FBI has also been in contact with various people who have information about the allegations are here, what they intend to do and the timing of that. No one really knows except for them. Just sort through and see if there are any other questions. Someone asked, the $5 million grant, was it mismanagement or theft that we did not get it? As I mentioned before, there's a process by which a municipality that gets an appropriation has to claim it. There's no evidence that that process was followed. There's a question of when can vendors expect past due payments to be handled?
They can't expect it. They ain't getting no money.
To try to work through.
They ain't getting it. It's over. You ain't gonna get it. You ain't gonna get it.
That village resources are tight.
Not gonna happen.
There's a question of how much money is owed to credit cards. I think we covered some of that in our report. The trustees have substantially cut down access to credit cards, so we expect credit card spending to go down.
It's
Most
not
of
in my
the
face.
payments
Cool.
were made and the balances paid in total.
It's
at
up,
the
but
time
it's
they
not
were
in my
incurred.
face. All right. I'm trying to
There's a
find a
second
good
question.
spot for the
Is
mic
Tiffany going to be held responsible
without
for
it
the money
blocking.
spent on the ice rink?
I think this might
That's a
be
very
it.
good question to which we don't have the answer. Okay, all right.
Totally off subject, but yeah. See, when I had posted that video, I posted it on the wrong Twitter. I ain't posted under the official MoneyBoy Trey thing. I had posted it through that cause sometimes you don't be remembering passcodes and you want to be lazy, and then when you on the app, like I think I logged in through Facebook once and it just created. I was wondering why it said I created an account November 23rd. So yeah, that wasn't even my real Twitter. I didn't realize that I had that one, but yeah, that wasn't my real Twitter. It was my Twitter, but it wasn't my real Twitter, if that makes sense. Because I was wondering why I didn't have anything posted on there. So I was nosing around today, and I got into my original real Twitter, and I'm going to self-promote when this video go off. And then we're going to see what Jed talking about, because he reviewing some of this stuff. He's giving his take on what happened because he was there tonight.
Final 3 questions. All right, actually, final question. The others were requested to get a copy of the PowerPoint deck. How many laws have been broken? Good question, but impossible to quantify.
What you tell me, E. Brooks? I said a lot, so I don't know which one you saying. I told you so too.
Thank you all. Thank you all for your time and attention.
Laura ain't told us shit new.
Okay, we want to thank everybody for coming out, and on behalf of the Dolton residents,
I'm
Board
not
of Trustees,
putting the video back up. I'm talking about I had put my Twitter. People went to the wrong Twitter. I ain't that video. I deleted it. Remember, John Frank talked me down from keeping it up anyway. But no, I'm saying they went to the wrong Twitter. I need them to say fuck that page and go to my real one. That's what I want.
we want to ask everybody to give a round of applause to Mayor Lightfoot for the hard work. We were working diligently.
No, Jason, that was bullshit. That was bullshit. Okay, this is my official Twitter. The other gent was not right. It wasn't right. I was like, what the hell? This can't be right. Man, this is not right. I was like, none of the people that I follow is on there or nothing. So yeah, this is my real one. See, it's the official MoneyBoy trade. That other one was like MoneyBoy trade in a whole bunch of numbers. 36, 89, 70, or some shit. I don't know. But yeah, this my real one because he ain't got links. The other one didn't have links or nothing. He ain't had nothing on yonder. And so yeah. I just want to point out to Chubbs there. You see that date on there? And it's pinned. I pinned this back in 2020. This is me cammed up, you little bitch. I ain't just like I came out doing it. I came out doing it. I just stopped and now I'm back doing it. But yeah, I did see that this me. Uh-huh. Uh-huh. With one head. Yep. All right. But yeah, the other page wasn't right. So y'all go follow me on this one. Yeah, cause show was like, this ain't right. Now the only thing I gotta figure out is where when I be streaming live where this shit go to. I'm scared to I was about to say I'm scared to show that. Ain't no sound playing. I know he done got in some trouble today. But yeah, I had posted it on the wrong damn thing. I don't understand how these dates are crazy. Okay, 2021. Oh, all right, I'm gonna go back to Jid. Oh yeah, I was trolling Kevin Samuels. All right, because the other page had no post, and I was like, this definitely weird. So yeah, this what my actual page look like. It's official MoneyBoy trade. Yeah. Okay, let's go back to Jid. Well, not to Jid. I ain't been to him yet. Y'all. History. I should have did this while I was on Twitter. So it already be there. Let's see how this goes. I never have luck when I'm trying to screen share in real time. My son's actually live. I never have luck. Yeah, I can't even click on it. I'm already having bad vibes.
And I think that what the
Let me take it back. So that's what I'll do.
what is popular because they're not always synonymous. But then at the same time, there are three truths. There's their truth, your truth, and the truth.
Damn.
Basically validated
I'm back. I had some technical difficulties. It said my mic had got disconnected from my speaker, and it's a whole bunch of weird shit. Told you I never have luck trying to live stream something. Trying to screen share while it's live. It's always something. Let's see. Let me screen share and see what we working with. If I don't act right, we ending the show.
Was hired by the trustees as she was able to make the case today because, as it was intended by the administration, oh, that tooth is really bothering me. But as it was intended by the administration, they have been locked out of financial information for years. So I want to let you all know that I'm gonna be honest, $400 an hour is a lot of money. That's a hell of a price tag. But one of the things
Did she earn it though?
guys, for Lightfoot, not much had been done except for meeting, and they were not proper handling meetings because maybe the knowledge to get it or whatever. They chose to hire an independent investigator. Well, with Lori, I'll put it
Oh,
like
yeah, I hit the
this.
wrong button.
There's a difference in getting the store brand and getting the name brand. I guess I'm putting me in it, but I'm probably what you would consider the store brand, and she would be the name brand. You all paid for her name.
Best value.
So that's the first justification for her report. Y'all paid for her name. What did Lori bring? Hell, she got her own police detail. Not only does she got her own police detail, but she has relationships. And obviously, she will garner a credible amount of attention if she is involved. Now, at the time of the trustees bringing her on board, they didn't have all of the help. They didn't
That
have
is exactly what Beale Street looks like during the
what
wintertime, ma'am.
she brought. So with
That
that
is
being
Beale
said, for
Street in
me
the
as a
winter.
person, I understand Lori, and Lori gave her price, and what would you not pay to get to the bottom of something you've been locked out for years? So I don't fault the trustees in a sense for the price tag because I understand they need it. Now, on the flip side, when I listen to reports together and I think about price tag, I'm kind of like, so there's one truth and then there's another truth. I'm going back and forth. I'm looking like Lori Day was supposed to make me want to get up and I had a bullhorn. I left the report and went home because I was kind of like, some of it was
Underwhelmed.
clarified information recycled. There was not too many tremendous bombs that were dropped. Is that because it was hyped up so much? That's what people were looking for. Where the bombs at? But now let me go back because Mary is my homie. I mean, not Mary. Lori is my homie, and I wanted her to end her report with "Larry out, bitch." You know, you feel me? Or who raised this hoe to? You call me Larry? Well, Larry out. I wanted her to end it that way, but then I had to understand that there's a difference between what the public wants and what is professional. Lori's Lightfoot actually was perfect in the professional arena. I know for a fact, based on conversation, that she could have said tremendous out more. But what she did, for people who don't get it, is that she basically validated which is all they wanted with the price tag and with the scope, is validated that there was nefarious and criminal acts. I also know within my heart that she, as a politician, she said something that I, for a fact, don't believe. And she said that I don't know what the federal government and the attorneys general intends to do. That was a politically correct answer for we have communicated. But then what each other is going to do because that wouldn't be politically correct. However, I have relationships with people in government. And if I know that the way they communicate with me and thinking about who she is, Lori know more than what Lori said. But I want to remind you that since I've been involved in this process, we clear you can't do anything because you would look like instead of an agent. Got it. But then they put this out that could be obstruction of justice. Got it. So I stopped talking to them. But for a while, I was telling y'all, I've said some things to them. I can't say it to you. So I believe that Lori Lightfoot in her report, what is it that y'all to people to be aware of what she is? You all want people to, her scope was not bombshell. In fairness. So that's one truth. Her scope was for the trustees to get confirmation about the condition of the finances of the village and to dive into the situation. That was her scope. Lori Lightfoot was not going to come up there and say that Tiffany Henyard used the power of pussy to try to move her agenda forward as an elected official. You get that from
That would have
investigate and
sounded a lot
advocate.
better.
Because
That would have
my
sounded a
scope
lot
is
better.
that by any means necessary, we're going to get justice. But if you thought that Lori Lightfoot was finna get up there and talk about Kamal sleeping around on his wife, then you don't understand government or the point of what her job was. But again, $400 an hour, god dang, it wasn't overwhelming anything, but it was a factual everything that, in other words, should have gave y'all the confidence, as she did then say, way to the FBI who is watching, come on now, letting you know, did y'all get that? She's letting you know we have not had cooperation. We have been stonewalled in the amounts that exceed what the law says. They have been doing it, and this is how they've been doing it through the credit cards. And these are the people. And I'm going to tell you at the end of the day, you got what you needed. You might not have gotten what you wanted. You got what you needed. It was a weak report in the sense of how it was hyped up. It was a perfect report in the sense of governance. Because real government is going to be hard to captivate your attention. Real government is not going to be something that you're going to want to, it ain't going to move you in that way. So the people who are upset about it, you're upset about the public desire, not the official desire. And there are two things that I've learned in this, that everybody ain't smart and everybody ain't aware, and people got their own biases. When I sat there and she concluded her report, the only thing that I said myself is there it is. We should have an arrest soon. And that's all you want. That's all you need. That's what she insane. I don't like that she said Keith Freeman, she praised Keith Freeman in the end, but said that Fannia was uncooperative because the public don't know how to critically think about that kind of stuff when they don't have the information. Fania has been more than cooperative with the investigation and with what her path and target is. She has done everything humanly possible, including going to Las Vegas twice to file a police report. And if the trustees are satisfied, great. And if the residents are satisfied, great. So, one of the things that it definitely helped me understand is that Tiffany Henyard has been setting up the people around her the entire time. When she said William Moore was on a credit card, I wanted to pass out because I have sit there and watched this woman say out of her mouth, my name ain't on no credit card. You would have to be the dumbest rock in the bag to look at somebody say, I ain't on no credit and praying to God, your name is on a credit card. I'd be like, you know what? What the hell you mean by that? You know what? As a matter of fact, I'm gonna need you to sign this document right now for anything you ever ask me to purchase moving forward. And oh, you know what? I don't want a credit card. Oh, you don't want? Oh, you ain't on a credit. I don't want to be on one either. But while he's swiping away, William Moore gonna probably be in shackles too. I'm not great at commentary. Like I said, but on the flip side, we didn't get what we would have felt like would be $30,000, $40,000 worth of information. But I think we may, and the jury is out, but we may get $30,000, $40,000 worth of effect. But understanding where they were positioned when they hired her, on one end, I get it. On the public perspective,
Ladies and gentlemen, it was just brought to my attention that Thaddeus Matthews has a I don't know how to say it. I'm just gonna say it. I don't know what to call it, but I remember his wife was saying that he stole the deal in a and stuff. He was stealing the deal though. Well, apparently there has been a video that surfaced of him giving fellatio to a dildo. It's just totally weird. If I can confirm this thing, it'll be over on Twitter. You can post anything on Twitter. So if I can get it, I'm gonna put it on Twitter. I think I just got it. Yeah, it's gonna be on Twitter. Official MoneyBoy Trey. All right, back to Jed.
and
This is crazy.
spectrum, I wish that we got more. But I don't think that it was a bad report. I just don't think that it was a
I'm gonna go and say it's AI. I'm gonna just go and say it's AI. It can't be. I'm gonna say it's AI. What in the hell? Save video. Oh goodness gracious!
strong, overwhelming, amazing report on the public side, just on the official side. Financial crimes is enough. And if anybody was paying attention, she even made it clear that there are amounts. Like she made the case that for that, what more do we expect? If everybody knew she didn't have subpoena power and that she couldn't access stuff, hell, I think she did a great job. for her being who she is. Because at the end of the day, she also has to be palatable for work moving forward. When I come to communities, they be nervous. But now with the way she articulated and was professional and had PowerPoints and emails, man, fuck all that. If that's what you got to do for $30,000, I'm okay with people attacking me for getting nothing. Because I'm not doing no PowerPoints and handing out shit to y'all. And the stuff that people makes them move. She's going to give you the stuff that make you think. If you want the results, you need both. And so I say this again, stop doing the comparison. Everybody in the comment, damn, we could have just went with Jedediah. You make me a target that I don't want to be. This is not a competition. Shout out to Javar for $5 super chat. I'm going to say this, William Moore. Not only the feds are watching, but being that is beyond us is watching as well. But a being that is beyond us is now. You just spent $5 and you ain't making that. What you talking about? I'm going to say that is beyond us is watching as well. Somebody give him a refund. Oh God. Okay. Thank you, production. Sorry. Abuse in the super chat. I was like, what the hell? Okay. Um. Oh shit. I was the only one slow, huh? Everybody else got it. Okay. So anyway, now what did I want to say on here? Oh, and she puts them on stuff as a buffer. She operates as a madam. They was doing so much fucking because y'all know I'm back on my stuff too, right? Tiffany Henyard was sleeping with so many people to get to a place of relevance. It is actually quite shameful. The reason why that sucks is because she utilized the women and men around her as her prostitutes, if you will, putting their name on stuff. But we've seen this even in the latest thing where Andrew Holmes shows up to court, added to a damn lawsuit he had nothing to that he knew nothing about, tried to leave and got checked by the judge. How many countless people that have been in the league? It's a two-way thing. So they literally is a circle of opportunists that's literally going to implode. Hear my words. Yes, she's going to come back outside because she doesn't have the IQ acumen to understand the serious. Boy, Key Price, in my comments, that report was weak as hell. No, that report was an indicator of a federal indictment. It was delivered weak for the hunger of the public, but for the professional-minded people, you cannot tell me.
Yeah, people, the video is up on the Twitter. I ain't gonna make no mistake last time and we could play. Oh my goodness.
That somebody is spending government money with credit cards, not properly reporting it or even following the local charter, and that is not major. Clean, clean. Beans and rice. Beans and rice. The lady said beans and rice. Beans and rice. That was the lady that was out there the first day when I showed up. It was an old lady, and that's what she was protesting. Beans and rice. Beans and rice. And I'm like, what are you saying? She said, I'm saying the menu at jail. Beans and rice. Me? $10. Basically, Lori gave just enough information for an arrest and RICO charges. Lori knew what to say that to the
I
FBI.
was
She didn't
trying to
satisfy the
tag
public,
Tasha
but I'm
K
sure
in
the
there, but I
FBI
couldn't
drank the
find none
tea.
of they damn handles.
It was the play for the underlay, delivered right before the election cycle with a price
Well,
tag that, even
well,
though
well,
in
to
the
be
public sense is
fair,
astronomical, in the professional
to be fair, it looked like it was a strap on that was attached to a woman, but still, he was sucking that motherfucker like he didn't did it before. I don't know how to suck a dick. I don't know. I'm never gonna be in that space. But he looked like he was comfortable, like he had done yonder before. But it was attached to a woman.
sense. It literally makes sense. Okay. Now, to my bro, Keith Price, he said, I don't know how to be a thief. If I find her to have
I'm gonna go. This is the page. If you want to see the video, I probably should have put his name in it. I couldn't tag him either. I couldn't add him, but whatever. I was gonna get Tasha K and all of them in it. But yeah. Go there to see that video. Mm-hmm. Yep. Mm-hmm. Folks saying God is not pleased with him. What tripped me out this morning, that nigga said he was headed to Baptist East this morning, but he spelled it all wrong. I'm like, Thaddeus, you just old, brother. You just old. It's sad to see him go out like this. It's sad, damn it. All right. There. Go to my Twitter and watch it. I got too much shit going on in these buttons.
stolen, I will apologize. Well, Mr. Keith Price, and the weakness of that report, as you say, and as I acknowledge in the sense that it is, it still has a very strong accusation of unethical, unlawful spending through credit cards. Please do not come back with the notion her name was not on the credit card. Because you mean to tell me that these people was buying ice just because they saw how they liked how smooth it was, so they
She
wanted to
said,
put it in their basement.
hold
So
on, I
they
gotta
just took
put this
a
on it.
credit card from the village and they went and bought all this ice so that they can have skating rinks in their backyards too. And she on nothing about it. Apologize. All warfare through saying that Uncle is a bad guy make absolute sense. Karma was her personal assistant. Is anybody shocked by that? No. She mentioned Keith Freeman. He was a loyalist and a personal administrator. Is anybody shocked by that? No. But what it do tell me is, damn, Carmen, not a lawyer. Because anything you say can and will be used against you in a court of law. Tell the truth, and girl, tell him that. We love you. We appreciate you.
Well, Carmen, you've been mentioned. All right. I had a lot to say. I don't remember half of what I had to say. That's just going to be my response. Lawyer report is out the way. Now that the
It's
professional
just his
stuff is
face,
done,
Chef.
put a 1 in the chat if you
It's
want me to
just
get
his
back to the
face.
ratchet shit. If you want me to get back to the tea and to the drama and to the rumors and to the allegations and allegations, if you want me to be looking for wigs to run around in the circle, that's my role. Put a 1 in the chat. You won't be getting no PowerPoints on none of that shit. We're going to be chaos. We're going to be hell. And you're going to understand it is going to get messy. And I'm going to fight, cuss, argue, bite, kick, stump, and trample over whoever I need to. Or do you all feel that you are so good now because you need? Robert Hunt on a credit card. You know, sometimes it ain't what you say, it's how you say it. And then other times it's who say it. Okay. I see a lot of ones in the chat. It's 900 people in here.
I think like almost 11,000.
Now pause. If you don't want me, if you want to just leave it as it is, put a 3. Now I'm looking for the 3s. I got all the ones. Now if
At
y'all want to say your
12.6
diet
thousand.
ain't nothing else to do, don't push it no further. Just wait and let it go. Put a 3. Let's see if I get some 3s. Okay, we got a 3 from. Okay, I see a 3. I saw. Don't delete the 3s, y'all. I need to see them. Mike, you can't vote twice. Unfortunately, this to me, a black senior citizen, do not find mockery in such a situation. Black Lives Matter, remember? I see another 3. Come on, y'all. I was trying to see if I could see the 3s. We saw the 1s. I was trying to see if the 3s would outweigh the 1s. So I want to be very clear here. As it relates to this channel, we're gonna continue our investigation into the things that a professional would not investigate and then turn up or bring out. I had, what the hell was I about to say? Golly. Oh, so I heard something from Lori today that I questioned. So I have to do some fact checking because it is my understanding. It was my understanding. This is what I told you all as it relates to February 1st. Lori said that Tiffany is not insurable. Tiffany's insurance is scheduled to expire on the 31st of January. By the statute, it was the requirement for an elected official to have insurance to hold their office. So February 1st, we were supposed to be doing something to push her out of her seat before the election is even done. However, Lori said that when the insurance is removed, it doesn't mean that she cannot serve in her seat. it means that if something was to happen while she's there, she would be responsible for the cost and the liability would be significantly increased. So now that she said that, I am saying, I don't know what's the truth or the factual fact. So now I need to go back and research this all over again. But her insurance is done on January 31st. So that would have meant, in my understanding, on February 1st, she would have been removed from office. But all of these pussy Democrats who I've been calling, they don't want to be involved in this because they feel like it's at a point where they need to let the voters decide. And I understand that. But at the same time, Lori's response to it today did kind of put me in an uncertain space because I ain't no expert. But for those of you all who kept wondering what was the 1st of February, that was the first day of her being insured, which would have entailed meant, according to what I read. See, that's the problem with this stuff. You read these laws, but this shit ain't enforced. And then we don't know how to go at it all the time because it's just crazy. It's really, really crazy for me to watch JB Prisker online or on the news talking about he care about people and protect the citizens and the immigrants that are innocent, but your ass ain't did a damn thing for the people who are dealing with an unrighteous leader under your state charter. I don't understand it. And then you rather act like it's not there because it's not a but at the same time, this is a hot ticket national item that does not only embarrass Dalton and Democrats and black people, but it has definitely put a black eye on the state of Illinois. So I'm literally finding myself perplexed. So that was one of the things that I wanted to say. Another thing that I wanted to say, but you know what? Never mind. Y'all not listening to me. I'm not even, people telling me to stop ranting. And so I'm gonna make this video shorter because I'm telling y'all two things that I'm not doing no more. I'm mad about who was upset about me getting resources or advocating. I'm fortified and I no longer care. And then number two, I'm going to do my best to try to deliver a greater quality of what it is y'all asking for. And so I don't know that people want to hear all this stuff that I'm talking about, but there's like a million moving pieces, and I'm just like it's a little overwhelming. Um, but I will say this last thing, and that is tomorrow. So I was going to be doing this is why I'm so grateful for you all doing your part in electing Stephanie Wiedemann, because I was going to be doing direct action. I got a bullhorn, but I'm not doing it yet until I see what happens tomorrow. As you all know, that tomorrow they're going to be moving to fire Kamal Woods and they're going to be moving to fire Mr. William Moore from the township.
Them folk going crazy over there in the chat.
I apologize for taking a break and not talking and leaving some dead space. But I had to talk
It
it out
happened,
for a
nigga.
second.
It happened.
I think I want to talk my whole heart. Mm, I want to talk my whole heart, but I'm not aware of a lot of stuff. I'm just not comfortable. So I'm gonna just say this. I'm gonna say it like this. I love democracy. I love the underdog. I'm very happy that boy, the way that nigga was smiling today, they could have replaced Aunt Mama from the pancake box
Net brace Nate.
to put his ass on them so he could sell them damn pancakes or that Uncle Ben's rice. That nigga definitely was smiling like he had a secret recipe. Now you see Nate smiling. I've been involved in this shit. Oh, I'm sorry, I just started cussing and everything. That nigga was smiling so motherfucking hard. He put some extra back. Felt like a real candidate. That I was
One
like,
day.
boy, sit your ass down.
Damn, little Nate.
But see, that's what happened when I started talking my whole heart. I just started talking crazy because I want to just be free. I'm very inspired by him. Extremely inspired by him. Y'all really ain't fucking with me like that. Who just said that? Gwen. I'm not gonna say shit else. Cause you know what? Y'all really do treat me bad. And I don't know why. I really don't know why y'all treat me so bad. The people saying y'all like the thing. If you don't fuck with me, how
It's part of the game, sir. 50% gonna like you, 50% gonna hate you. Now you can always swing it over to the people that love you, but it's still gonna be 50% that hate you. It could be 75% love you, 50% still gonna hate. It's just part of the game. As Kamal said, as above, so below. It's balanced. Left, right, up, down, sun, moon.
how's it 1,000 people on here with less than 200, 300 likes? Like that is kind of bogus, right? Like, put me up in the algorithm. Cause I'm talking that real, okay? Y'all know you gonna get some good shit over here. If you like it or not. I'm not gonna say nothing else until I see some more likes on this jam. I can, yeah, give me some likes so it could go up in the algorithm. Yeah, we get 1,000, that's cool, but send it up. If you want some more information from me, put the likes on there. If it get 500 likes, then I'll give y'all some more. I'll give y'all some. Because why is it 1,000 people on here? If you don't like me, if you don't want to hear it, then why you here? So I don't like to be like that. But
That's called extortion, sir.
if
You
you
extorting the people.
can't give me, if you can't give me a like, then I ain't giving you no information.
That's extortion. Boy, if you don't go and give us the damn information.
Like, damn, hit the like button. Y'all, that shit is over with. Because hell, if I could give a report like that and get 400.
Yeah, you don't have to go to school. Just charge the people. Just charge them. You ain't gotta go to school.
Every
Charge
day.
their ass.
You ignorant. Yeah, I am. I'm not saying shit until they get off of here or like it. If I don't see 500, I'm not saying nothing. I'm boycotting y'all.
That nigga
Unsubscribe or
doing it.
boycott my channel. I don't care. But now I'm boycotting y'all.
He doing the city with slides on.
380. Shout out to the lady that gave the $2. If you want my perspective on this township, you could give me a like. That'll be the encouragement that I need to do it.
He got one hat.
Give me permission. That's what you could do. Stop making me a target. I'll make me a target when y'all try to compare. But give me a mandate when you come over here and support this so that I'm able to stand on my own laurels. And I don't think y'all understand that. Don't say me compared to Lori, but say, okay, thank you, Lori. Then when you come over here, say, we're going to help Jedediah have that mandate. Make me accountable to the public and not the setup. And y'all already know, I'm gonna give you what you want. I'm gonna talk my shit. I don't care who care. And I'm gonna give you factual information. We are at 416. If I don't get that 500 in the next 60 seconds, we're done.
Nigga, you already at
And that's on my
500.
mom. Then y'all can
Bruh,
go over there
you
and come out.
some can't spend them super chats though. You don't get paid for your likes. You get paid off super chats and ads. Fuck them likes, nigga. Fuck them. You doing it backwards. Fuck them likes.
The whole viewer. Cause
You
now
don't know
I'm
these
because I
people.
and that's the thing that really bothered me before, but it don't bother me no more. People get mad when I want something. When I want something or need something, then I'm no longer valid. But as long as I'm doing it for free and I don't have no expectation, they just soaking up information, they go take it to their shit and then act like they bringing new tea. Fuck y'all.
Well, I'm getting the T live.
The 447. I ain't doing it. I'm boycotting. I'm protesting.
Bro, what are you talking about? I'm looking at this
That's my
motherfucker.
protest today. If I don't get it, I ain't saying it. If I don't get it, I ain't saying it. If I don't get a like, I ain't saying shit. If I don't get a like, I ain't saying shit. If I don't get a like, I ain't saying
You
shit.
got
I don't get a like, I ain't saying shit.
532.
I don't get a like, I don't say shit. I thought I was protesting. I guess I am. You don't like it, then so what? You don't like it, then get nothing. Look if you but, cause we don't give a fuck. Hey, you won't give a like, and I don't got no information. Hey, I don't get a like, you don't get no info.
I don't
If I
like
don't
being
get a like,
extorted.
you don't get perspective. Ass, because y'all ain't fucking with me. It's 1,000 people on here, and it's only at 462. Oh well. I hope I said.
Hey, Monica, I got something for you, Monica. I got something. Hope he says so. I got something especially for you because you're the one that says, uh, I want you said you got it. Want something out though. Is it with it on that pinky right there? I still got both of these rings, by the way. It's the silver one. That's the gold one. Could that be this from 2020? Is that the ring that you seen your friend have on her finger when she said she do? Now keep in mind this 2020. I met her in February of 2021. What's the date on that motherfucker? October 18th. I ain't know at the time. Had the ring on though. Mm-hmm. Is it the same one? Is it? Is it? Is it? Ah, okay. I just was just asking for a friend. All right. I don't even know if I shared the damn screen. I'm just talking. I ain't even share the fucking screen. My retarded ass. I'm over here looking. Jade is still playing. Okay. So, I gotta do it all over. Hold on, Monica. This is right here. Is this? Do you recognize the ring that your friend said I do? In like this one right here, right there. Yep, that one. Is that the ring? Is it? Is it? Is it? Let's see if I hold it. Is that the ring, Monica? I think it is. Still got to watch too. Not that one. It ain't that one. Just the silver one. Come on, put the other one up. That's the silver jet hidden. It's hidden. Well, anyway, I was just trolling because, yeah, this is October of 2020, and I had the same ring that she said yes to. It was on my pinky, but whatever. I don't know if Jed was done or not. Let's see. Normally when he say that, he about to leave.
They don't get it from me. Because people out here getting 40,000, 30,000.
All right, ladies and gentlemen. Shut up. It said it lost connection to my audio and things of that nature, so I'm finna take my one head ass to bed. Trey, what the fuck? What? Trey watched the craziest people. Oh, you talking about Jay? Why you saying what the fuck? What'd I do? What did I do? What'd I do? Oh, the mic is there. It's just picking up through the grates. I almost can't see it. It's right there. You almost can't see it. You almost get away with it. What are you saying? What the fuck though? Before I get up out of here. Tomorrow morning we're doing the Dr. King. You know what it is. The unsealed files. This nigga really was a government agent. I'm sure Mad and them, Mad gonna have a lot to say about that one. I wonder if The Truth is gonna cover the JFK unsealed documents, because I remember they did that live on it. I wonder if they're gonna revisit it. Should be interesting. Y'all just gotta bear with me though, because I gotta do a lot of reading tomorrow. This is 2 different documents, and they're both over 100 pages each. I know the first one's 120. And it's gonna be hard to read some of it, a lot of it, because the documents are old as hell and just blurring and stuff, but they tried to fix them as best they could. I guess I probably try the PDF version first, because I know you can manipulate it more, zooming in and out and all that good stuff. But all right, ladies and gentlemen, until the next episode, we out. And I got one hat, and my appeal was denied.
Never been a hoe, I stay on go, so what the business? Nigga talking reckless, shoot this bitch ass with the quickness. Now he bleeding, sorry, baby, asking for forgiveness. Bow, 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 bow. Limp Biscuit. All my niggas wildin', they done labeled us a misfit. Wake up every morning, 2 or 3, 5 in the tidbit. Oh shit, didn't nobody come to see you old. It's some focus. Shoot 100 shots, no reloaded. Master of the game, you would think I'm into coding. Memphis niggas spit this pimpin', mackin' like I'm golden. Ho, with my money, you gon' turn me to the old me. Say hi, first class flight, I'm in the nosebleed. Copy, cooking, whipping, shipping, till you count the proceeds. OG, I've been moving pack niggas since 03. Low key, niggas hating, but they don't want no beef. State gang, true sippers, bitch, I bet we don't eat. Get jammed, get a lawyer, make it bunny, don't speak. Pour up, oh, I need some more, nigga had a long week. Shout out to my plug, he showed me love, he out in Long Beach, I'm true geek. Walking by myself, but left with 2 freaks. Ooh, we, nothing in they mouth and on they booty. Austin Power swag, yeah, baby, this is groovy. You can call me Money Boy, or you can call me Nudie. Hood niggas, churches, chicken, let me get a 2-piece. Top down, 2-seater, let me feel the 2 breathe. Gotta hold it steady, chopper, kick it back like Bruce Lee. Lately I've been in the zone, I guess I'm in my 2-3. Don't call my phone for nothing less than a QP. Feeling like the Migos, cause my bitch is bad and bougie. All my haters love me, all these bitches just some groupies. Came a long way, I like to introduce the new me. Standing on business like I'm king or like I'm Drewski. Call me Ron Island, cause I like my love for choosy. When we link, it's a movie. She bustin' like a Uzi. I love the way she do me. I beat it up like Uzi. She dancing just like Suki. Call me Ron Island, cause I love my love for choosy. When we link, it's a movie. She bustin' like a Uzi. I love the way she do me. I beat it up like Uzi. She dancing just like Suki. I never been a hoe, I stay on go, so what the business? Niggas talking reckless, shoot his bitch ass with the quickness. Name pleading, sorry, begging, asking for forgiveness. Pussy ass nigga, Limp Biscuit. Never been a hoe, I stay on go, so what the business? Nigga talking reckless, shoot his bitch ass with the quickness. Name pleading, sorry, begging, asking for forgiveness. Pussy ass nigga, Limp Biscuit.